Good morning, students. Today also we are going to do revision, but revision is on chapter 6, that is two-dimensional analytical geometry. Okay, in which what are all the things we learnt? First, we learnt about locus. What do you mean by locus? The path traced out by a moving point under certain condition is called locus of that particular point. Okay, so and also we learnt that the locus may be forms equation of a straight line, or it may be a curve, or it may be a circle. So circle means it will be equidistant from all the other points. Okay, so that is called locus of the point. Now, and again we learned the locus may be a midpoint of the circle. It's a midpoint of a line segment. So if I am taking it as a midpoint of a line segment, you just take a line segment in which we are having it as P being a midpoint, because always we are taking P is nothing but H comma K, and which is a midpoint of A and B. That means which is equidistant from A and B. Then what could be our equation? PA is equal to PB. That is, we are using the 2-point formula to find the distance between those 2 points, right? Now, the next one we learnt is in the form of right angles. Suppose the locus forms a right angles. So if locus forms a right angle on 2 points means surely it will make a right angle triangle. So right angle triangle means we know the condition. What is the condition? Hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. So here we are taking that as AB square is equal to PA square plus PB square. Here also we are applying only the 2-point formula to find out the distance between the point P and A. Okay, so that is the thing we learnt. Using that we solve problems also. Now the next one is nothing but we learnt slope. That is, before the straight line, forming straight line equations, we should know what is a slope. Okay, so slope, if that is, we are taking using the formula m is equal to tan theta, where theta is given. Once the angle is given to us, then we have to use the formula m is equal to tan theta. Then we applied m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That means what is given to us? If the 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2 are given, then we have to apply this formula. Next one is m is equal to minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. So when can we apply this formula? Yes, if the equation, straight line equation is given to us, then we have to apply this formula to find out its slope. So once we know the slope means we can form the straight line equations, right? So what are all the straight line equations we learnt? We learnt y is equal to mx plus c. So when this will be applied? If the slope is known and y-intercept is known. What do you mean by intercept? I told you earlier, intercept means it cut the axis. Y-intercept means it cut the y-axis. That means the value of x is equal to 0. Then only we can call those points as intercepts, right? Now the next one is, if y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, if slope and a point is given to us. Okay, then we have a 2-point formula, that is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1, that is equal to x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1. That is a 2-point formula if 2 points are given to us. And we learnt the intercept form. Can you remember that? X by a plus y by b is equal to 1 if the 2 intercepts are given. So intercepts means how it should look like. That is, it is cuts on the axis. Okay, x-axis as well as y-axis. X-axis means x-intercept, y-axis means y-intercept. Okay, and we learnt the normal form. What is that? X cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to p. That means alpha being the angle between the line, and the perpendicular distance is nothing but from the origin. That is taken as the value of p. Okay. And we learned the parametric equation, that is x minus x1 by cos theta, which is equal to y minus y1 by sin theta, that is equal to r. That r being the distance between any 2 points in that straight line equation, and it makes an angle as theta. Okay, so that is the thing we learned. So using these formulas, we solved and we find out so many equations. And next one is we are moving to parallel lines. So parallel lines means you know that the lines should be straight to each other. That is, the distance between those two lines will be the same throughout. Then we can call it as a parallel line. So supposing, for example, I have taken 4x plus 7y plus 4 is equal to 0 as a line. Then a line which is parallel to that is nothing but 4x plus 7y plus k equal to 0. That is, a parallel line has difference only in the value of constant, not in the coefficient of x and y. Is that clear? So that is the thing we learned. So now here we can take the same 4x, that is coefficient of x and coefficient of y, and plus k. So this is called the family of parallel lines, because we can get any point for that k. Okay, now we are going to look at perpendicular lines. Perpendicular means we know the condition, that is that m1 into m2 equal to minus 1. Okay, so now I am taking the same equation, 4x plus 7y plus 4 equal to 0. Okay, so now what we have to do? Can you remember? We have to do two things. What are those two things? First thing is, I have to interchange the coefficient of x and y. So if I am going to interchange the coefficient of x and y, then the coefficient of y is 7, so it becomes x. Then I will get 7x. Coefficient of x is nothing but 4. Therefore, my y gets the coefficient as 4. Therefore, I will get 4y. But what I have to do? I have to change the sign of y. Therefore, my equation will be 7x minus 4y plus k is equal to 0. So two things we have to do. First one is I have to interchange the coefficient of x and y, and I have to change the sign of y. Okay, supposing I have 4x minus 7y plus 4 equal to 0. Then what is my equation? I have to interchange. Therefore, it becomes 7x, 4y. But what is the sign in between? Plus, because I have minus there. Okay, for all these values, the value of k belongs to the real number r. So you may give any value for that. So that means these are all called family of parallel lines or family of perpendicular lines. Right? Okay. Next we just talk about distance. Okay, so already you learned distance between any 2 points. So if I have 2 points, if I'm going to find out distance between those 2 points, then I know the formula, that is root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now here we learned the distance between a point and a line. So there should be a perpendicular distance between a point and a line, or we may have any other distance also. It might not be equal to perpendicular. Then that distance is nothing but modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by root of a square plus b square. Why we are applying modulus here? Because the distance will not be negative. Okay, always distance will be positive. I cannot say that I walked minus 3 kilometers. Always distance will be positive. That's why we are taking modulus over there. Right? Okay, now what is the next one we learned? The distance between two parallel lines. I told you earlier, parallel lines means the distance will be the same throughout. Okay, so that means it is enough for me to find out only one distance between that. So therefore, the parallel lines is, and also we know that the parallel lines are differ only by its constant. Okay, the coefficient of x and y will not change. It changes only in the form of a constant. Therefore, d is nothing but modulus of c2 minus c1 divided by root of a square plus b square, because we will get only 1a and 1b. Is that clear, children? Okay, now next we learned that is the straight line, that is pair of straight line equations. So pair of straight line equations means I am getting two straight line equations from the given one. That means my equation will be in the form of second degree value. That is, I should have x square or y square value. Okay. So for that we are taking the general equation as ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. Okay. So now using these things we are going to find out certain values. So I just said it has two straight line equations. But what kind of straight line equations are there? Suppose I am going to say that that corresponding equation have two straight line equations, then it should satisfy the condition. Okay. So what is the condition it should satisfy? Yes. What is it? ABC plus 2FGH minus BF square minus BG square minus CH square is equal to 0. If it satisfies this condition, then we can say that it has two straight line equations. It may be in any other form. And also, if in the question they are given that the given second degree equation has two straight line equations, then we can apply this condition. That is, we are taking this ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square is equal to 0, and we can find out some constant values. Okay, if a constant value is given in the given equation, then we can apply the straight line equation condition to find out that constant. Okay, or if they are asking us to check whether the given one forms a straight line equation, that is pair of straight line equations, then we will check whether it is equal to 0. If the condition satisfies and equal to 0, then we can say that they are all they forms two straight line equations. Okay. Yes, I find out it is a straight line equation. How can I find out whether those two straight lines are parallel or perpendicular? For that also we have conditions. What condition? If I have a plus b equal to 0, then I can say that the lines are perpendicular because I have two straight line equations. So if it satisfies the condition of a plus b is equal to 0, then I can say that it has two lines, but those two lines are perpendicular. Okay. Supposing I have h square minus ab equal to 0, then those two lines are parallel. Okay, so there are three things we learnt. If it satisfies that condition ABC plus 2FGH, then it has two straight line equations. If the lines are perpendicular, then a plus b equal to 0. If those two lines are perpendicular, parallel, then h square minus ab is equal to 0. Okay, these two are the conditions. Now, and also we just learnt angle between the two straight lines. Supposing I know about the slopes, then my tan theta is equal to m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 and m2. According to the sign, the theta may be lies in the first quadrant or the second quadrant or third quadrant or fourth quadrant. Okay, so now the slopes of separate equations are given, then we can find out the angle between those two. Now, if I have one equation, that is combined equation, then tan theta is equal to 2 times of root of h square minus ab divided by a plus b. Okay, if the combined equation is given, that means that equation, quadratic equation is given, second order equation is given to us, then we have to find out the angle using this formula. Okay, yes. So now we are going to look at separate equations. So what do you mean by separate equations? That 2 degree equation will be, second order degree equation will be given to us. We have to separate it into a linear equation. That means two straight line equations. Okay, so for example, I have taken 2x square minus xy minus 3y square minus 6x plus 19y minus 20 is equal to 0. So this is the equation. From this I am going to take the first quadratic equation. So what is a quadratic equation? 2x square minus xy minus 3y square. So that is equal to, we are splitting that as a factors. So how can I split it? 2 into minus 3, therefore I will get minus 6. So I am just splitting into two values. So what is my middle value? Minus 1. Therefore 2 3s are 6. But I need to get minus 6, as well as if I am adding I should get minus 1. So I am giving negative to the bigger number. Okay, so 2 minus 3, because I started with that 2 first number, coefficient of x square is 2, I have to divide these 2 by 2. So this one becomes 1. Here I will get it as minus 3 by 2. Now I can write the factor as x plus y, and then here the denominator is 2, so it will be 2x minus 3y, because we have minus 3 is there. So now these two are the factors. Now, but I'm having the equation which includes x, y as well as constant. So I am taking the given equation fully now. If I have taken that full equation, then the factors also should implement that constants, that is x, y as well as constant. Therefore, I am introducing a constant L with the first factor and M with the second factor. Okay. Now what I am going to do is I am just equating the coefficients of x, y and a constant. Look at the left side. What is the coefficient of x? Yes, the coefficient of x is minus 6. That is equal to, I am going to take a constant in the first bracket and multiply with the coefficient of x in the second bracket. So I am getting 2L. Similarly, I am taking the constant in the second bracket and multiply the coefficient of x with the first bracket. Therefore, it will be m. So my equation will be minus 6 is equal to 2L plus m. Similarly, I am going to equate y now. So what is the coefficient of y in the left side? Yes, 19. So 19 is equal to, now what I have to do? I have to take a constant L, multiply with the coefficient of y in the second bracket. Then take a constant in the second bracket, multiply with the coefficient of y with the first bracket. Okay. So now I am getting the equation as 19 is equal to minus 3L plus m. Let me take this as, that is two equations I got it. Now what I have to do? I have to equate the constant. What is the constant given in the left side? Yes, it is minus 20, which is equal to, when can I get only constants? If a constant is multiplied with constant, then only I can get a constant. Therefore, L into M. Now I have three equations. I have to solve it. So it is enough for me to solve the first and second equations. So now I am going to take the equations. Now, what shall I do? I shall change the sign. So if I am changing the sign, then m and m gets cancelled. This one becomes 5L is equal to minus 25. So if I am cancelling this, I will get L is equal to minus 5. So I got one value. Now I can find out the value of m. Substitute that in the first equation. First or second you can apply. Okay, I am substituting in the first equation. So now I am taking this 10 to the other side. It becomes plus 10. Therefore, I am getting m is equal to 4. So what are the equations now? My first equation is x plus y plus L equal to 0. In the place of L, I have minus 5. So this is my first equation. Now the second one is 2x minus 3y plus m equal to 0, in which I am substituting the value of m. So m is equal to 4. So 2x minus 3y plus 4 equal to 0. These two are the separate. Do revision in the chapters, that is chapter 6 exercises 6.1 to 6.4, and from chapter 10, that is 10.2, exercise 10.2, that is differentiations. Practice some problems in your classwork. Thank you, children.